All right, so we have the Hot Toys MMS 678, the Star Wars Padme Amidala from the 20th anniversary of Star Wars Episode 2 Attack of the Clones, part of their movie masterpiece line. Really, if you've gotten any Star Wars figures, you know that box. This box right here, the Episode 2 anniversary box. I really love these anniversary boxes that Hot Toys puts out for these Star Wars anniversary figures. I just really love the way it looks personally from a collector standpoint, from someone who likes to keep the boxes. I really enjoy that. Again, you got some basic information here on the back. I really like the way this box looks from all angles. Wanted to show the side here, wanted to show again that Star Wars 20 years Episode 2 logo. And a really cool touch here, a little character information here for Padme. You can kind of see right there towards the bottom mentioning Jedi Anakin Skywalker, which I cannot wait to get that figure to go with this. I think Padme and Anakin from Episode 2 are going to look so good on a shelf. I would highly recommend, if you plan on getting that Episode 2 Anakin, I think Padme, for me, is an essential companion piece for that, but also a piece that can stand on its own. Here, I just wanted to kind of show you a little bit, breaking up this box here, kind of showing you what's in it. Again, we're going to go over all these accessories, but I wanted to show you a little bit of what is in the box and how it's presented. You can kind of see a couple different sets of hands there. You can kind of see a couple blasters. You can kind of see some, the base underneath, kind of a simple Star Wars base there. On the side, you can't really see it. We'll go into it here in a second, but I wanted to show this off right here. The Star Wars Attack of the Clones poster that comes with the instruction booklet, which I think is really cool. I mean, yeah, you're probably not going to hang this up or anything, but it's really a cool touch that they have this. I really like that poster. And again, just showing you Anakin as well. These two figures are just gonna look incredible together. So I really wanted to show that poster off because I love that simple touch that they add for this instruction booklet. But yeah, as you can see, we got a lot of different pieces. Here's the figure right here. Let's get our hands on the figure, kind of just show you a quick little shot of the head sculpt here before we get into the in detail version of it. You can kind of see how it looks. I personally can see Natalie Portman in this. That's just me personally. I think it's a really solid head sculpt, and we're gonna go talk about that here in a little bit. But I think we need to see all the accessories outside of the box right now. And here we go. We got all the accessories. You can see the different accessories here. You got the base. You got a couple different things that go with the base. We'll talk about that a little bit as well. We have 2 sets of hands, 2 blasters, and again, obviously, I don't even know what this thing is called, to be honest with you, like a cape, and then, this headpiece here. I'm probably never going to be presenting my figure that way, but we're still going to go over it in the review. But here we go. We got this blaster right here, and this looks really good. I just think that this really looks good. I love the black. I love the paint job on this. I love the little accessories here. This is going to look really cool in hand when you can put it with Padme to recreate some different scenes from Episode 2. I just like the way it looks. I think it's got a lot of good detail there, and it just looks really solid, and it's got a good little weight to it. So excited to have that one here. But this is the blaster right here that I want to kind of discuss, because that's the one I'm probably going to be showing it with the most. And again, this can go into a holster as well. So you're going to have this in the holster and have the other blaster in hand with Padme. Here we go. We got these different sets of hands. These are trigger hands right here. You can kind of see right there the articulation of the fingers there to kind of be able to put that in there. And you also got this as well. Again, kind of repeating myself, but just 2 different blaster hands here. I think each one will hold the blaster that is represented. So 2 hands for 2 sets of blaster. And then we obviously have 2 fists here on top of the default hands that come with it, which are just basically, just relaxed hands. But so again, not a ton of hands, not a ton of accessories, but the ones that does come with is pretty nice. These, I just don't really understand these too much. These look pretty cool, but when I've tried to get these on the base, it just doesn't click on anything. I wish it was magnetic. I wish it had, it could click in, because it's kind of a pain to use. We'll talk about that a little bit later. And here's the base, just your typical Star Wars base. Again, you've seen a lot of these bases with a bunch of different figures. It's your standard base here for a lot of these Star Wars figures, whether it be the sand base, this base, not one you probably, have never seen. But again, just a nice solid base here. We can take this piece in here, and we're going to go ahead and get that set up for when we want to pose the figure a little bit. But yeah, I mean, you get everything right there that's in front of you, comes inside the box. And again, we have this piece right here, which is Yeah, man, I don't know. I like how this comes with it. I just personally, I would probably have her in the cape a lot more than that headpiece. That headpiece is probably never going to be used other than this review. Just gonna get this out of here. The material is honestly a lot like those bags that if you have the Chrome Mando, he has like a satchel bag that you can put Grogu in, and that material is very, very similar. It's probably the same exact material, so the material is actually not too bad. The colors are really good. I like the way it looks. I think it adds a little bit. I don't really mind this accessory at all. It's just this headpiece for me. I want to show off the Padme head sculpt. I just think that, you know, that's how most of us are going to want to show it off. But this right here, looking pretty good. I mean, again, just to base it, even though it's not for me, just to give you a version of it, it's got like a little magnetic thing that clicks in that gives you that effect. But again, just something I'm not going to be using, and the materials aren't too shabby. This head sculpt to me is really solid. I personally see Natalie Portman, especially from this movie, in this head sculpt. I think it's a really solid sculpt. I see her from every angle. I think the rolling eyeball function is going to be really good. You can kind of see that in there. You can see the two rolling eyeball functions that you can kind of move around the eyes a little bit, which I really like. Here, this piece right here, this piece comes out a little bit. Somebody maybe tell me in the comments what the functionality is for that. I'm not really sure. I'm assuming it's to get that headpiece on, but that kind of comes out. Again, I think that looks pretty good. The head sculpt to me, I just really like. I think the eyes are really nice. I think the paint applications are good. I just think it looks solid. I mean, it's, you know, for me, it looks very similar to what we got with the prototype, and you can't really complain about that. Here we go. We got the full figure in hand. On the arms there, I believe that's full die cast. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I've heard a few friends of mine that have the figure that said that that is die cast. So, but again, we're looking more at the head sculpt, kind of the movements of the head sculpt here. Looks really good. The neckline all the way up to the head looks really solid. I really like that. You can kind of, from different angles, you can kind of hide that line there. And I just think it looks really good. And the neckline up to the face really matches with the paint. I'm going to zoom out a little bit here just to kind of give you a little bit more of overview of the figure so we can get it all in there. We're going to kind of test out the different articulation, see how flexible this figure is, what poses we can get this figure into. Let's kind of move this stuff out of the way just a little bit so we can get the full effect here of this figure. So here we go. So right here, you got the arms. Arms go up about right there. You can kind of see really good, solid shoulders there. I'm a little concerned about that maybe pinching onto the fabric there, but so far so good. Kind of get a good little twist there on the arm, not too much, but really good articulation there in the shoulders to kind of push that out a little bit. Same with this arm, kind of get the shoulders. You can kind of see the same deal. A little bit of a twist there to see what we got with movement right there in the shoulders. We're gonna try to get a little bit of a twist here in the torso region, just kind of see what we can get, and you know, not too bad. I mean, again, I'm being really delicate with it just because, you know, I don't want to, you know, mess up the figure or anything. But, you know, I'm trying to get a good little twist in there. I think you get solid twists. I bet I could get more, but I'm a little nervous about moving it too much. But yeah, here we go with the legs. You got a really good leg. The thigh all the way down to the foot. Got some really good flexibility, some really good articulation there. It seems like this figure is going to be able to be put in some different battle poses and whatnot, which I'm really excited about to pose this figure, especially when that Anakin comes out. Again, this fabric right here, and we're going to look at the shoulder, see if this fabric kind of holds good. So right there, it looks really good. It doesn't look like it's folding over too much, but that's a really good shoulder joint right there, or an elbow joint, excuse me, and one that we can get some double bend on. Let's see if we can get a double bend here. Got one right there, and then we can go up right there. So again, this is a really solid figure so far with the build quality. We're going to go to the legs here now. We're going to see what we can get with the knee. And again, that one's not going, that goes about right there. I bet you know, again, I'm being extra delicate here because I don't want to mess up the figure. Once I get a little bit more comfortable with these, I'll probably be able to see what we do here. So this one, yeah, that's about what you're going to get with that, which is really good. That's really solid. I really like that. And again, these legs, these things right here, if you have the Captain America 2012 figure, you kind of know these, like, you know, these calf, you know, boot gauntlets or whatever you want to call them. Kind of know that material. The feet look really good. They move really well. I wanted to just show this though. I had to just cut to this for comedic purposes. Again, this doesn't look that bad. I'll just never present it like this, but I wanted y'all to see this real quick, and I wanted to be a quick cut to that. But here we go right here. We're going to do a quick overview of the figure, and overall, I think for me, this figure looks beautiful. I really think it looks great. But overall, this figure looks really, really solid. You can kind of see the whole thing right there. I got the blaster in hand right there. And I just think it looks really good. You can kind of see with some different lighting. You can kind of see those rolling eyeballs effect right there. That looks really, really good. I'm really enjoying messing around with those to get a better look of the character. So again, for me, this figure looks really good. The only thing I'm concerned about is the white of the clothes getting dirty over time. But overall, that head sculpt looks really good. I feel like the articulation is solid. The body is solid. And again, the lack of accessories is probably my only complaint I have with the figure so far. And that's not that big of a deal because I really don't feel like you need a ton here with this Padme. Maybe a few extra hands would have been nice. But I'm trying to get a couple different poses here, kind of showing you the whole figure. But overall, this is a really solid figure, you guys. I think this is a really, really solid figure. A great figure if you're a fan of Attack of the Clones. If you really want a Padme, I think you're going to be super happy with this one. I think if you're getting episode 2 Anakin, this is a must-have figure. And again, just look at how good that looks. Give some different lighting here, a little cut to that. But yeah, overall, guys, this is a figure I think you need in your collection if you're an episode 2 fan.